Oh yeah! This just had to happen during a practice attempt, didn't it? Ah, why can't I get this lucky in real runs? Well, I guess I have it on recording for record, but still... Why did this have to happen on a practice attempt that I'm not actually gonna keep? Oh, it hurts. Welcome back to the Fire Emblem Awakening playthrough. Last time, we went through the desert and recruited some unexpected allies. We now have a dragon on our side, which is certainly great. This time, well, get ready for definitely the most epic and dramatic story chapter so far, trust me. There is our destination, Pledge's capital, where we can rescue Emmeryn, finally. But first, though, okay, this merchant is not selling anything useful, although except Master Seal, but again, that might be a waste of gold this early on. What I want to do, though, first is, I want to check the barracks for a bit, obviously, because I want to do that all the time. And this room has certainly got a lot, yeah, more interesting. Well, looks like Crom's here, and Noe's there on the bottom screen. "25 experience is pretty decent. Muriel, also gaining experience. And Donnie and Mary Sue having a conversation. Yeah, Donnie, be careful around her, because those strategies will probably involve, various ways to kill Sumia while ensuring maximum pain. Virion. Now, weirdly enough, this whole... Oh, yeah, boost of excellence. I thought I said boost of experience for a second, but yeah, no, he's not getting experience. He's actually gaining a surge of luck and defense. Though I'm not sure I want to use him in the next chapter, and that boost is only for one chapter, so... That's a little annoying. But, speaking of a one-chapter boost, Donnie is getting one. Defense and resistance, pretty good. I mean, not that he needs the boost. I mean, he's kind of ridiculous anyway. Now, I'm not going to support just yet, because while I normally avoid grinding, let me just check out this Thief Skirmish, because I kind of want Noe to get a little more leveled up with the rest of us. I mean, 11, level 13 Thief. Okay, is this too tough? These enemies are kinda strong. Whoa! Oh, okay, that Brave Sword is very nice. I don't think anyone can really use that at this point. They might be able to, but that is a fantastic weapon. I would very much love to get my hands on that. But, how to do it without getting everyone too over-leveled is the real question, because I kinda want just Donald and, Noe to really solo this map, basically. I mean, Donnie kind of can, but... Is there anyone here who doesn't have all that much? Although, I kind of want Starl and Sully's first battle as a married couple to be on camera, but I sort of need them to get a little bit more experience. The moment, though, want you, and I want you, and then I guess I could put Starl and Sully in. I'll just show one boost with this, and then I'll just make the rest of this all off camera. So I really hope that I'm actually able to do this with Noe, because again, this is mostly for her benefit. Where are the most thieves? Okay, there's 3 thieves on that side, and a couple of thieves up the top. I think that might actually be the best place to put them. Just gotta be careful, because Noe's speed at this point is very, very low, and she's gonna get doubled by just about everything. Oh yes, inventory time. I need to give Donald, I know he can't use it yet, but Leaf's Blade. And Donnie needs to get rid of that Steel Lance, because he can't actually use that. And Sully, okay, who wants... Okay, Sully's already got enough lances. Who wants the Steel Lance? I actually kind of want to give that to Kellum. Where is that Steel Lance? Cordelia already has one, so might as well give it to Kellum. As for that Killing Edge, I mean, Lonku would like it, but I mean, someone else might like it too. Because, like, would give that to Gregor if I was actually using him, but actually, I said before that style is kind of lacking in the good swords department. So let's go ahead and give him one. And that, I think that should be everything. And you need to get closer to Ylisse. I'm only using Maribel here just because I might have to use this rescue staff a bit as well. I kind of don't like that Pegasus Knight there, but anyway. Let's just save for the moment. And just going to briefly show what an S support looks like as far as benefits. Yeah, so that's a pretty good pair-up bonus. But if I try and attack an enemy here... Yeah, look at that. Now, notice that 66% chance of a dual strike with Sully. Now, that's going to get even higher as their skill stats get higher. But notice that 17% dual guard is pretty enormous. And it's even higher for the... Actually, no, it's the same for Style. Oh, yeah, that's because their defenses are equal because Style's getting massively RNG screwed. Anyway, though, 66%, you might notice this. Remember that that is without the dual strike plus skill that Crom has. So, Crom is actually kind of an exception. So, this is a pretty massive dual strike rate. So, kind of want this Pegasus Knight to go down, though. So for that, we're going full-on killer weapons with both of them.
Showing me up?
She pretty much is in terms of growth rates at this point, but anyway, basically, expect dual strikes almost all the time with an S support. But for now, I think that I'll just, yeah, cut the rest of this out. And he learned Vantage. That's definitely going to be helpful. Okay, yeah, now obviously the last part of this was recorded before now, because I don't normally like to point out when I've been away from videos for a while, but in this case, getting essentially a flu, having it supposedly go away, then it turns out you're just really tired for an entire week with no motivation to do anything, and then just when that starts to go away, it turns into a stomach bug. Not fun. Really, really not fun. But I think I'm at least feeling better now, so let's go ahead and handle a few things before this next chapter. Firstly, I'll just show that, as for our inventory here, I did get Noe considerably leveled up with the rest of us, and her Dragonstone isn't really looking all that worse for wear, but yeah, her stats are looking a lot better, and yeah, she's now pretty much on our level, so that's good. Let's check the barracks for a second, because I've had the same barracks staring at me for the past few weeks now. Yeah, you have to wait for all these events to clear before new ones will come, so firstly here we have Riken and Longku, who are not a compatible support pair, so they don't actually get to... Unfortunately, he can't reclass to Barbarian or anything like that, otherwise he'd get an instant muscular boost. Gregor do a little side job, yes? Once again, terrible Gregor accent, but more experience. And speaking of Gregor, he's now communicating with the dead. Yes, he was impressed by her skills, then she died. Well, you unfortunately can't get in the way ever again, because Marisu killed you. And this is actually a compatible support pair. And I did actually support these two previously, I've kind of forgotten. Invisible shield. Kind of what Kellen's regulated to, but he does that very, very well. And Fred. Okay, this is an imposing axe. That's a really interesting weapon. Oh, by the way, you can see a green Dragonstone there. That's from Noe joining. The imposing axe, for some reason I'm picking Maribel of all people to show this off, but it's a very weird weapon. It is pretty powerful. Like, to put this in perspective, Hector's axe and the superior axe, both B ranked, are only 1 power more than it, and it's D ranked. And it does have 10 critical, however its hit rate is just downright abysmal. Reminds me of Fire Emblem 6 axes there. The main thing that I like about the imposing axe is just how hilarious it looks in battle, so I might want to show that off at some point, because, yeah, it's it has to be seen to be believed, trust me. But That hit rate, it's more effective when you have very, very high skill. But anyway, a merchant showed up, and she's selling a couple of steel weapons. Now, most of my characters who can use steel lances actually have them, but that steel sword...
Take your time.
Well, firstly, I need to sell that bullion that I got from the Risen skirmish that I just did. Oh yeah, by the way, speaking of which, I did indeed get that brave sword. Who got that, actually? Yeah, Donald got that, but I'm gonna have to take that off him because he can't use it. Donald's normally a fantastic candidate for using brave swords, though, because with his, I was gonna say aptitude, with his luck stat and arms thrift, they pretty much never break. But anyway, the one who does need a new sword, though, is, of all people, Gaius. He could really use a steel sword, given that he's at a C rank in swords. Oh, Gaius's quote's pretty funny. Anyway. Well, it was the only way we were actually going to get him into this place. But that steel lance is somewhat tempting, but I'm not really going to need another one for a while, and quite soon we'll have the ability to buy steel weapons. Ward Staff will actually be getting one of those quite soon, so not really going to need that. So, goodbye random merchant, and the other merchant who's just shown up here is selling Master Seals, though at this point in the game, they pretty much hand out Master Seals like candy. You'll really see that in the next few chapters. There'll be a lot of dropped Master Seals coming up, so actually buying them now is not all that necessary because we'll be getting a lot for free. Now, one more thing that I just want to mention here before I go to support, something that I forgot to talk about. This group of Pegasus Knight Risen here. Now, something that I've recently found out by reading around is I'm not sure exactly... Oh, Entombed. If I wasn't kind of refraining from grinding, I'd definitely take that thing out. But anyway. Now, something that I've read about is that a group of Risen Pegasus Knights has a fairly high chance of spawning the chapter right after Cordelia joins. Just think about that for a little bit. Think about Cordelia's circumstances. Now think about why a group of Risen Pegasus Knights would suddenly spawn after she joined. Has it hit you yet? Yeah, that's actually pretty disturbing. But anyway, we need to do some supports now because I unlocked a few from that skirmish. So, firstly, Ylisse and Lonku A. It's about time.
Hey!
No.
Once again, trolled by Ylisse.
Huh?
Uh-oh. Ylisse, you are a healer. You can just heal him. I apologize in advance for doing this, but it had to be done. Don't worry, the arrow didn't hit his knee. He can still keep on adventuring. And they're surrounded.
What?
Multiple implied off-screen criticals later.
Right.
Right.
Yeah, well, hopefully she wasn't hurt, otherwise you'd be doing a terrible job bodyguarding her. Healers should never be attacked unless it's Fire Emblem 1 when, for some stupid reason, they gained experience for being attacked. Why they ever did that is beyond me.
Hey, thanks.
Not that he hasn't done that this whole time, because I've kept them paired up, but oh well. Yeah, Crom's orders. Something tells me that Crom might actually secretly just be shipping these two, and that's why he ordered Lonku to bodyguard her.
Huh?
Oh, Ylisse doesn't want him to go.
Right.
But I guess he's finally opened up. And apparently turned into that random moblin from the first Zelda game. But anyway. So, they're at A rank now. That's good. Now, speaking of pairings that I like, I really like Donald and Noe support, so let's start them. The C rank, though, isn't as good as the rest of them, in my opinion.
So, hey.
Though it's kind of funny at the start.
Huh?
And yeah, Donnie even uses that phrase. I think Neffany used that before as well, so seems like everyone with a southern accent uses that.
Yes! Oh! Ha-ha!
And that makes sense in context, okay.
Huh?
Hooey.
Sorry.
Oh, yeah, Noah, you probably should have asked before throwing that. That's actually kind of important. At least she seems to be aware that his father is indeed dead.
Really?
Yeah.
Although this is kind of funny considering that, Dragon Breath in this game doesn't exactly look fire-based, but
Hooey.
looks more like ice or crystals or something weird. The thing is, I actually really like a lot of Noe's lines, so yeah, I really like these supports. I like turning into a dragon.
Yeah.
Pretty much sums up Manicheets. And countryisms.
Okay.
If things have taught me anything, it's that countryisms seem to be a source of superpowers, so don't give up your countryisms, Donald, or your aptitude might disappear. But anyway, we're finally started on this pairing, that's good. And speaking of pairings that we've started on, Vake and Cordelia time. Yeah, that ended predictably. And this is exactly what I was trying to tell him in the last support.
Yeah, I rule.
Yeah, this is precisely why I don't like pairing Vake and Muriel.
Listen.
Huh?
No.
Well, I mean, he actually does have some pretty good growth rates. Don't think that's what she meant, Vake. That line's pretty good. At least it's better than getting an axe stuck in your head like Kirin did in that one support in Path of Radiance.
Hey.
Right.
Kind of interesting that Cordelia's actually helping someone beat her, spoilers, unrequited love interest.
You're on.
As it must be.
Enter the Vake.
Well, it looks like the teacher's become the student now. And B-level support, so that's good, and I think that was the last one we had apart from that. Oh, that time will come soon, but not just yet. For now, though, wait a minute, I might want to do a tiny bit of inventory management. Firstly, Lissa, we just got a new rescue staff, which she'll take because Maribel already had one. I think everyone else is pretty much fine as far as items go, except Virion. Swap that iron bow out for a steel one. That steel bow's been sitting in our inventory, and he's really the only one who can use it. Right, now it's time to begin the next chapter. And, well, this chapter's actually pretty epic, so let's just go ahead and do it. Meanwhile, in Villain Land... Well, looks like our cunning plan seems to have worked so far. Oh no. Look, generic soldier, you might want to take my advice and just run away. Reporting bad news to villains rarely ends well. Almost feels like that last chapter should have been a Fog of War mission, but it's not. Oh, don't worry, Mr. Generic Soldier. I'm sure she just wants a hug. That was a good hug. And weirdly enough, she's using a sword here, despite the fact that... I don't know if this counts as spoilers or not, but let's just say she's not a sword-using class. Yes, villains always need to worry about accidentally killing all of their own men, so they don't have any to actually fight us. I mean, not that they wouldn't end up dying against us anyway. Well, he's pretty much read Crom like a book at this point.
Let's destroy them.
That voice clip pretty much sums it up perfectly. Although, you can kind of understand why Gangrel's like this. Meanwhile, in Nick Fury land...
Sire.
Again, spy working on our side, that's kind of rare. Who was apparently right there in that last scene.
Right.
Yes, well, Mary Sue has... she hath telekinesis, so she has perfect prediction skills. Oh, yes it will.
Please.
We're actually going to be storming their main castle.
It's all right.
Yeah.
Yeah, be careful not to tempt fate like that. Meanwhile, in even more villain land... So, Valadar's still in Disney villain limbo. He hasn't got his chance in Kingdom Hearts yet. And, again, you can't fight fate, mwahahaha. And Mysterious One is still silent.
Huh? Oh.
Apparently, Mary Sue was dreaming that. Interesting. If she has dreams about Disney villain limbo, that can't be good for us. And I don't think Lissa needs anything more. I just gave her that rescue staff. Oh yes, more. Oh, Mary Sue's so perfect. She's our master tactician. Okay, I actually really like this shot. The fact that you can actually see Emmeryn out there in the distance while Gangrel is just up here giving the speech. It just looks pretty awesome. Again, as much as he's going completely insane about it, you can kind of understand why he's being like this. I mean, Plegia was apparently treated pretty horribly under Crom's father. Though, I don't think it's ever revealed why Crom's father died and how. But anyway.
Leave it to me.
That is some insane hand axe throwing skills there, Flavia. How far was that? That must have been more than just 2 spaces away. Yeah, Flavia seems to, have like a super long range hand axe something. It's probably hacking, but anyway. We're, at the map screen already. So, here we are in Plegia Castle Courtyard. Now, I didn't comment on it last time, but if you look really closely in these desert maps, you can see a sort of a heat haze effect, which is pretty cool. Anyway, we can only see a bit of the walls of Plegia Castle, which appears to be a giant dragon skull. Yeah, that can't be good news. Now, I've got sand all over here, but if you look closely at the terrain descriptions, you'll see that a lot of it is actually plains. There's much more plains than desert this time, which means that non-mages actually can move somewhat okay here. We've also got the boss here, who's a general. Yeah, we had to be fighting one of these at some point, who has a short spear and carrying a Draco shield. Very good defense, but very poor resistance. Now, this guy, you want to keep an eye on this guy, because that killer bow, That is very, very painful, and, I mean, it seems obvious, but don't put Pegasus Knights anywhere near him, that's not going to end well. Got a lot of wyverns, speaking of flying units, a couple of soldiers as well, mages, dark mages, and a dark mage with a unique portrait and a name. Yeah, that's obviously going to be important. We also have this person here, who, yeah, is using both axes and staves, and is a green unit. You might be thinking, oh no, it's like Anna the Derp all over again, we have to save them before they get themselves killed with their own stupidity. Actually, no, this NPC is kind of capable of handling themselves. I mean, their AI is still kind of dumb, but they're still a lot more capable than Anna was. The real reason you want to recruit them as fast as possible is so that you don't have a situation like Pent in Fire Emblem 7 where they kill everything on the map and steal all your experience. Anyway, lots of forts here, that's not suspicious at all. And also, Gangrel and Aversa are on the map. What is Gangrel doing with a Dragonstone? I don't think I want to know. Anyway, just a slight thing, if you are in any way concerned about spoilers, do not, under any circumstances, tap the styles on Gangrel's name here. The script people made a pretty major mistake when doing the description for Gangrel here, and it has a very major spoiler in it, so don't press his name yet. Speaking of Gangrel and Aversa though, look at Gangrel's stats. Now Aversa's. Now back to Gangrel's. Now back to Aversa. Notice something a little off here? Yeah, I won't say much more. Anyway, Aversa does have a very unique skill here, Shadow Gift, which allows non-dark mages to use dark magic, which includes dark flyers. Yeah, strangely enough, despite having dark in the class name, dark flyers normally can't use dark magic, so Aversa needs a special skill to be able to do that, which is kind of strange. Anyway, though, let's select our characters here. I definitely want Ylisse here. I mean, she's got to be here to save her sister, right? I mean, Crom's forced, but Ylisse isn't, so... And if Lissa's coming, then Longku has to as well, and that Wormslayer is definitely going to help here. Now, I want to keep using Donal and Noe just to grind some more supports with them. Ricken's actually lower level than Muriel, but the problem is, I actually want to bring Muriel here. I also want to bring Kellum. And for that, as much as another Pegasus Knight would be useful here, Vake and Cordelia have had 2 whole chapters in a row, so let's kick them out. Now, I actually want to bring Stahl and Sully to this one as well, because they're not as horribly screwed over by this desert map as he hasn't sold that bullion yet. You know what? I'm going to go ahead and convoy that, just so that doesn't clutter his inventory and I can easily sell it later. Yeah, these two, I actually want to use them here. This will be their first proper assignment since they've been married. And apart from that, I think that's pretty much all we can afford to bring, because I definitely do want Ricken here because he's fallen a little behind. Who else could I bring? Oh wait, I haven't used Gaius and Pan for a while, and Gaius is behind. As much as I would like that rescue staff, 2 healers here is a little bit overkill because we're going to be getting another one very soon. So, sorry Ricken and Maribel, you'll get your chance soon, but not just yet. Pan and Gaius are back in. And so, I mean, she's not my waifu now, I can stop calling her that, but she's still amazing. And Gaius is back, so his sword is going to be useful here against all these enemy axe users. Speaking of which, okay. Kellum is going to be slowed down horrendously if I don't move him somewhere like there. I guess... See, Donal and Noe don't need much experience at all, really, because, well... I mean, he's already ridiculously overpowered as it is, and Noe is, well, fairly overpowered as well. Muriel can afford to stay back, but Stully probably need to go a little bit forward, and I'm moving Kellum back again. Lissa can afford to be a bit back because she moves fine in the desert. Where are you? Okay, Pan's there, Gaius is there. We have Lance users incoming, though, and a couple of mages and Wyvern riders, but this hopefully should not be too bad. But let's do this.
Listen to me.
So, this is a route mission, as you probably could already tell by the lower screen.
Huh.
Yeah, of course you were. And this is about the point where the villain unleashes the ultimate power of Ham. And that's why I went ahead and looked at those two stats at the start. Because they've decided to be cowards and run away. Also, we get some super ominous music here, so this chapter's definitely very, very, very important. Okay, here we go. Now, before I really do... Okay, Sully does have the javelin. Before I really do anything, though, I was asked to show this off. I do know about this, and I was going to show it later, but I might as well. Stahl and Sully are now married. Now, if two people who are married are paired up together, and you tap on one of their portraits, look carefully at the bottom screen. It's a little less noticeable on Sully, but let's try Stahl. Yeah, they're blushing. That's a pretty nice touch there. I didn't realize that for quite a while when I first played this game, but it's a pretty cool touch. Also, I'm not doubling that guy. That's a little awkward. And I am doubling him, though. Weirdly enough, it almost seems more worth it to actually attack that guy, because, well, one, I avoid,
Where should I stab you?
Didn't even need to kill a lance for that, wow! Unfortunately, Stahl doesn't get any experience out of that. I was hoping for a dual strike by him, but taking out an axe user before I can hit her, because she's using a lance, definitely appreciated. Taking out a flying enemy early is also appreciated. And mage guy there. Okay, Hellfire is not particularly dangerous at this point. I mean, honestly, no mages in this game are really all that dangerous at this point, but gotta be careful here. Okay, because that mage could hurt him fairly badly. But if he goes here, just make sure we're not using that iron sword anymore, because we have no real reason to. Okay, you pair up. You pair up. You are not going to be paired up yet, but you will be soon. Kind of have the same movement there. And Crom's just going to go down here for some charisma support. Kellum is going to, well... as long as Kellum doesn't get in range of that guy, which he really can't do much without either moving backwards or getting in range of that guy, so Kellum's just going to... as Kellum himself would say, he'll be around. And... yeah. So, it looks like one of their dark mages is having doubts. That is a good sign for us. You're probably wondering as to who recruits that character at first. I'll explain that once we actually get there, because this game actually does recruitments kind of interestingly. Okay, good, and he's still using a bronze sword. Why is he still using a bronze sword? He's at like, what? Like a... He's an A rank with swords now, isn't he? Okay, now hopefully this will miss. Thank you. Okay, that was kind of dumb. I was about to say, oh yeah, another case of a stupid archer attacking someone who can't counterattack, but actually, Sully can counterattack, and
Very kind of you.
that guy paid for it horribly. Yeah, very kind of you to suicide against Sully. Okay, could you gain speed? Something weird is, while Sully is totally obliterating Stahl in the strength department, Stahl is beating her in speed, which is really bizarre. Also, don't worry about this person taking damage too much. Speaking of taking damage too much, that would have been no damage. Okay, that's exactly what I wanted you to do. Wow, 22% critical? That's actually very high. You know, I had a feeling that guy would hit him.
What a cupcake.
Like, that's exactly why I didn't want the mage to hit Gaius, because I just knew, with my luck with Wyvern Rider low hit rates, I knew that guy would hit him, so, yeah. But it looks like this person is now... And for some reason, he's kind of an idiot and is going to attack the person who can't damage them. No critical, really.
In Naga's name.
Yeah, if I were them, I'd attack the archer, because the archer actually poses a threat, but, NPC AI in this game is really, really stupid, as you can no doubt already tell. Okay, you're a soldier. Okay, if I crit now, that'd be a bonus.
Here goes.
And if I don't, this guy's going down anyway. You know, I was about to say 3 damage from a lance user against a Myrmidon is actually really, really low, and then I realized, oh wait, javelins suck. Except Lonku's defense is abnormally high. I don't know if he's normally this defensive or if I'm just getting very lucky with his defense growth. But anyway, it's squashing time.
Let's get her done.
See, does that look fire-based to you? It really doesn't. And yet, apparently, Noe can cook things, despite that not looking fire-based. Oh well. There's actually very few enemies around here that are a threat, so I really want Gaia to do that, but I have a severe lack of healers at this point, and yeah. Okay. I would say I'd let Muriel get the kill, but Muriel is higher level at this point, so actually, careful of that guy. Except, maybe I don't want to be so careful of him. And, yeah, again, Ain swords! He can use freaking legendary swords. Why is he still... Oh, well.
Got you covered.
I say that, and I still have him use a bronze weapon anyway, but I need to get his lance rank up. And, Stahl, do not let your legendarily bad luck with growth rate screw you over this time. Okay, strength and defense, that's good. Those are basically his 2 main areas, although 3 stats up... I could do with a little more than that, but it's still okay, given Kellum has a javelin. But he probably would not be able to one-shot that guy. Yeah, I'm gonna have to do this. I mean, beasts in Path of Radiance and Radiant Dawn were generally weak to fire magic, so this is not a good... Okay, good, good.
Well done.
I could have risked Gaius attacking and trusted Pan to dual strike, but I am not willing to gamble like that, at least at a time like this. And Crom moving that slowly is actually a little worrying, because Crom is needed to do some recruitment in this chapter. Muriel can just go down there. Yeah, they're all mostly focused on this person.
Repent, sinner.
There we go!
God save you. Go for it.
And you're attacking dual guard oh, nope. Now, even if this person gets hit at this point, it's not all lost because, unlike Anna, the almighty idiot... Oh yeah, by the way, if you hadn't realized, there are reinforcements in this chapter. There's only 1 wave of reinforcements here, which really surprised me. When I was playing this on my practice run, I actually waited for about 20 turns to see if there were any more reinforcements. But there are quite a lot of them, so you do want to be careful. Now, yes, like I was saying, unlike Anna the almighty idiot, this person is actually smart enough to use their damn concoction. Ugh. Oh, why is Anna so dumb in that regard? Like, oh, I'm not going to use my healing potion even though I'm going to die. I'm just going to... Anyway. Okay. Let me just see if... Okay, rescue staff's not in range yet. Thing is here, I actually like to leave Noe a bit back at this point, and in a way I may want to leave Gaius around here too. Speaking of Gaius... Yes, he's going to need a heal.
Thanks.
Well, the one upside to having low HP is that he gets healed to full more easily than most people do. Okay, you are obstructing Kellum's movement, and nobody obstructs Kellum's movement. For Kellum is awesome. Okay, Steel Lance there. May want to use, Sully, actually. Luck and defense +2, not going to be that helpful in this situation. May as well... Okay, although a lance user is going to be incoming, so... Can she one-shot this guy? Yes, she can! Okay!
Careful now.
Nothing to worry about then.
Damn nuisance.
Getting freakishly lucky with her strength has definitely paid off. Okay, good. Now Muriel can... Alright, okay, gotta watch out for these forts, though, because something bad may happen on those forts if I'm not careful, so... Kinda gotta keep Muriel... But not too far to the rear, because something is about to happen in the rear that's, not good for us. Although you can probably already tell that. I do want to recruit you relatively soon.
Come on.
Once again, soldiers failed to be any kind of threat.
Thanks.
They, in fact, failed to be anything vaguely resembling a threat. You might also notice that the ally phase theme is actually the theme that played for enemies in the arena chapter, and the theme that plays for enemies during spot pass skirmishes, and I think street pass as well. But anyway, now, please, I really hope... Okay, good, Am I one space out of range on the rescue staff? Really? And no one else can do it. Really? Well, that's painfully annoying. That is very painfully annoying. At least I can move Crom relatively closer. Although, Stahl needs healing. I think I may be able to get him with a staff, though. Okay, don't want to provoke you before it's time. Especially don't want to provoke you before it's time, because I have actually had them just randomly suicide themselves on... Firstly, let me just see staff range. Okay, good. Staff range extends to there. Perfect. Although I may want to just be a little careful. Although if an enemy could reach her from that fort, it would be a mage, and Ylisse can tank mages relatively easily, unless it's a wyvern rider that comes out of there. I know that there are wyvern rider reinforcements. I just don't know if they come from there or come from elsewhere. And I still want to leave Noe a bit back, and I still want to be a little careful with Muriel at this point, because I don't want to risk stupid reinforcements showing up. And no reinforcements this turn anyway. I forgot which turn they showed up, but... Okay, now that person is definitely going to die to... Or they're going to use... I mean, I was talking about the archer, but still. Okay, this is actually pretty much perfect, because I think I can do this. Please tell me that this is in range. Yes, it is! And that's actually very, very good. But yeah, I just had to confess that I learned that trick from Shadow of Chaos. I actually didn't ever consider rescue staffing them before, so that's good, because... Now, something that I should also point out is, this person will automatically run up to Crom and talk to him if Crom is in their range, so just take note of that.
Hey.
Good heavens.
What?
Yes, this person does seem to know the Exalt.
Yes.
What is it with characters in this game and having their entire squads destroyed? It just seems like a thing. It's maybe well, I mean, I'm glad they're not having more NPCs on the map, but still.
Yes.
Beg pardon.
Yes, if you looked at their class, you would see that this person is in fact a war monk and not a war cleric. So, and now I can finally stop avoiding the issue of bringing up their gender, yes, this is a guy. This is Libra. The spiritual successor to Lucius, basically. The extremely effeminate-looking priest.
Forgive me.
No.
Yeah, I bet he gets this a lot. Yeah, everyone who saw the trailers for this game knows just how awkward it could get. This guy supports with Virion, which are hilarious, by the way. Anyway, we have a new character now. Libra the War Monk. Yeah, and that's why I didn't check their description before, because it would have spoiled the whole surprise. It's somewhat easy to make the mistake, though, because they are, in fact, voiced by a woman. But they're one of the few characters in the English dub who is voiced by a woman, and I forgot to leave it on before, because to find out more about Libra the obligatory girly monk, click the annotation. And this is why I said that 2 healers would be overkill here, because Libra is another healer, so he's also got the ward staff, which is kind of interesting. I don't usually find it all that useful except for grinding experience on staff users, you know, on the turns they don't need to heal, but it's alright. It's mainly that it increases the magic resistance of anyone it's cast on, and for some reason it's a long-range staff. I don't know really why that is. It's been a short-range staff normally. But enemy mages are not exactly all that strong in this game, so I don't find it really that useful, but it's good for grinding experience. And we've reached the point where we don't really have much choice but to run into range of that guy, which is worrying. Okay, attack 21 is still quite high. I reckon Stahl could take him, but okay, Stahl would get hit by a Wyvern Rider as well, but Stahl is pretty good with swords. Just gotta be careful of this particular enemy, because if you're not careful, they are very willing to suicide themselves, and that's not good, because obviously you don't want that. Now, by the way, the reason why I brought Muriel to this chapter, I in fact intend to pair her with this guy. So, that's why I'm going ahead and doing a pair up here. That's why I brought her to this chapter, and yeah, finally her husband has joined, so I might be using her a bit more often. And I might be using Libra a bit more often too, which is interesting because I never really used Libra all that much last time. And if the reason why I brought Muriel is now obvious to you, the reason why I brought Kellum should also be getting kind of obvious as well. Libra is definitely less squishy than Muriel, so I'll put him there, and I'll just leave those two there because there's that damn Wyvern Brigade! Oh, that reminded me of a particular quote from... Okay, that's a little... Yeah, okay, good thing that missed. That did a little more damage than I would have thought it would. Speaking of doing more damage than I would have thought it would... Oh, 2 damage. That's actually nothing at all. And it didn't even critical, so I was completely wrong to be ever worried about that guy. Oh yeah, of course, the time I'm like, oh yeah, equip the sword because there's a Wyvern Rider incoming. He gets hit by a lance, which does virtually nothing, because he's like a tank.
Showing me up?
Well, more because these soldiers suck, but oh well. There we go, that's why I equipped the Killing Edge. My only worry now is that these two are going to get too over-leveled. Oh yeah, he's got the Killing Edge, and she is the one who criticals. Although, she had the, Killer Lance, so that's not really all that ironic, but still. Oh yeah, by the way! Oh, actually this isn't one of those ones, but still. Well, missed anyway. And one of the few things that Noe can double. Please, Dual Strike. Good one. Because if not, I would have had a Wyvern Rider flying around behind our lines. Yeah, okay, I think this is the important bit. This is why I wanted to leave Noe in the rear. And it missed anyway. That C support's really putting in work. And come on, awesome growth rates, do your thing. That's actually somewhat disappointing for her standards, but... Yeah, this is why I was worried about that mage. Yeah, she's moving now. And if we're not careful... Yeah, I have a funny story to tell you about that, but... not in range. I hope Gaius would be. So... Yeah, I kind of want to see if I can do this. Or at least not have to go that far back. It's not just the C support, it's Donald's ridiculous stats that are making it so that he dual strikes so often.
Here we go.
I actually want you to hit so I can say it. Fixed scales, can't feel a thing! Yeah, this is why I love mana keys. Although it's more like hand axes are terrible, but oh well. And I'm getting a sense of deja vu here. Oh yeah, I said something about javelins being terrible earlier. But we got a hand axe as well. Just, okay, so that defense there, just seriously look at that defense. That's 4 plus 13. That, I believe, is actually, it's around equal to Kellam's. And Kellam has a boost from his Ephraim's Luntz. So, not exactly as impressive as I thought, but it's still pretty insane. Anyway, this is the bit that... See, the problem here is you can't rescue staff an enemy, obviously. And here's where the funny story that I was mentioning before comes in. So, I was randomly just rushing through this chapter with a super overleveled Crom because, well, this was on a separate file and I needed to get to a certain point because I want to demo something later. That's just a hint of something to come. So, I was like, oh, I don't need to worry about accidentally killing her because she can attack from long range, so she'll just attack Crom from a distance. So, I put Crom in the middle of all these enemies, skip the enemy turn. When my turn resumed, she was nowhere to be seen, and Crom had an elf undertome in his inventory. Yep, she just killed herself. Why? What is up with the AI on recruitable characters in this game? It's like they want to die just to spite you. But anyway, enough about that. Something that I want to be careful of, though, is last time I actually tried this, something kind of bad happened with Kellam involving this person, so... Not, like, he didn't die or anything, but it was kind of darkly amusing. Okay, gonna put Gaius there. It's just, I want to make sure that she doesn't die. That's the only concern I have here. For that reason, Crom probably needs to be further forward than he is there, but don't want him to get attacked too much, is the thing. So I'll put him on this fort, I guess.
Look out.
Kind of weird how the Falchion actually has very low power, but it's still doing quite well. I mean, the Falchion... Around mid-game, it gets very weak, but at this point, it's still decent, at least. I mean, it's an infinite-use Iron Sword, and I mean, Iron Swords aren't that bad at this point in the game. Oh yeah, need to get rid of you. Definitely need to get rid of you.
I'm right here.
Ready?
That ready thing is kind of interesting because, I think the line that it translates from is very similar to Ike's "Prepare yourself" from Smash Brothers. And there are people who only know Fire Emblem from Smash Brothers who seem to think that "prepare yourself" must be some kind of catchphrase for the whole series. I do admit there are a lot of characters who in the Japanese version of this game have some variant of "kakugo shinasai" as their critical quote. Especially Ricken's version, which is pretty hilarious, but, you know what? This... I may horribly yes, I am going to horribly regret that. I am not going to horribly regret this, though. Or would I? Let me just see. He has taken some slight damage. Well, not so much slight damage, but... And he wouldn't even kill that guy. But putting Lonku on a fort does not sound like that bad of an idea. Come on, support bonus. No. Okay, please be something good. Bop, bop, bop. Well, we finally get to see this weapon that Donnie's associated with, the log, the joke weapon for lancers. Killing stuff with a forge log, hilarious. I had this weird plan to use a ward staff on Kellam and attempt to have him magic tank these guys. I mean, that's not actually that bad of a plan, except you have a lot of... Should I do it? Because I don't think anyone's going to double him here. Oh, you might. Okay, 12 speed, 8. Just under. If this was going by old Fire Emblem rules, then she would double, but in this game you need 5 speed to double, not 4, so... I know this seems kinda stupid, but I do have some plan in place for this. Perhaps the ward... I didn't know the ward stuff actually had an animation. That's actually interesting. It's one of the... It has an animation if you use it close up, but not if you use it long range. Okay, that... I thought it was attacking Long Ku there, not Crom. Also...
Thank you.
Desert forts look kind of cool, and again, I so desperately hope that this character does not kill themselves. Come on, Crom, show your awesome... that's actually still pretty good, though. In a practice run of this chapter, yeah, Crom got a really awesome level up, which I'm so frustrated that I wasn't keeping.
Formulate a plan.
Okay, yeah, Libra's got a lot of HP, so hopefully he should be able to take these guys. Okay, good, you're attacking from long range.
Go for it.
I don't think that people can dual strike. Okay, yeah, that's good.
Quick and dirty. I like it.
Yeah, and actually, if that had hit, Stahl may have been in some considerable trouble. But hopefully... Who are you attacking?
Divide and conquer.
Oh, you're... I'm a little worried, actually. I'm very, very worried. Actually, that's a good... Actually, that might be a good thing that you didn't kill Libra. Because, yes, the second wyvern can't attack you. Perfect. If Libra had criticaled and killed there, he may have been dead, actually. So, that was...
Looking for me?
I overestimated Libra's survivability there, but at least he pulled through by not critically. Sully, what is up with your getting strength but not speed? You're supposed to be the fast one. And Sully reaches an A rank as well. Yeah, that's exactly what I wanted too. No risk to Gaius at all because, well, I mean, he may get hit, considering my luck with... Well, he didn't get hit, that's good.
Face me.
1, bunny, and 2.
Sweet.
And Pan decided to stomp all over the wyvern's corpse. Pan, you know me too well. Yeah, I hate wyverns, by the way. Just pointing that out. Okay, thankfully, we should be able to save this character from killing themselves. So, basically, in this game, every recruitable character can be recruited with Crom. In the case of this chapter, these people can only be recruited with Crom, which is weird, because you'd think the Avatar would be able to recruit this person, but anyway.
Maybe.
Well, that's not the recruitment theme.
What?
So, she kinda just wants to live. But she also wants to rebel against them, so I guess we could take that.
What?
I mean, she does have a good point there. But the fact that she's specifically telling us that, you know, we'd normally be right to suspect her means that she might actually be kind of trustworthy.
Interesting.
Yeah. And we have recruited a new character. We have Tharja, the dour Pledgian with a jealous streak and a knack for curses. That's not a good combo. She also sounds hilariously unenthusiastic in battle, but it's completely deliberate, by the way. So, to find out more about Tharja, click the annotation, or she'll curse you forever. And this is why I brought... Hey Archer! You're blocking the way between Kellum and his soulmate. Die!
I'll make this quick.
What he said. Now we can do this. Yes, I intend to pair Kellum with Tharja. And if this sounds weird to you, go back and watch my part 0 of this to find out why. I have a very bizarre reason for doing this, but I did end up really liking their supports. Anyway, I can't resist trying her out here, even though it would be more optimal to have Kellum attack that mage. And she's not doubling. Well, I mean, of course she's not if she was paired up with an Armor Knight, but oh well. Maybe she could... 1% crit. Yeah, Tharja has terrible luck, and 7 times 3... Wait a minute, would that kill her? No, it wouldn't. Not quite.
I'm right beside you.
I'm not really sure right beside Tharja is exactly where you'd want to be, Kellum, but yeah. And at least Gaius has leveled up. And Noe is pretty much done with this chapter, but she did very well. And we have one enemy... Okay, 2 enemies here. And only 2 people who can move. So, obviously, I have to take down one with... Actually, let's go with Muriel. And, yeah, Stahl's hurting quite badly. You have a sword on you? Good. Take this guy down. Now, there are no... I mean, I hope I don't end up eating my words, and I wasn't forgetting something, but there are no reinforcements in this no more reinforcements after that first wave, so... This should be the last enemy left besides the boss. And, well, Muriel can't double, but she doesn't need to.
Pray with me.
Well, she prayed that guy would get set on fire, I guess. Anyway. And get ready to see that a lot, because there's only one enemy left and he's refusing to move. Despite the fact the map continues quite a bit beyond him, he's still just going to stand there and go, I'm a big general man, I'm not going to move. Anyway, though, obviously, being a general, magic is incredibly effective against him. Problem is, this guy has a somewhat decent critical rate against Tharja due to her horrible luck stat. So, you know what? Speaking of luck, I'm feeling lucky. Come on, support bonus! No. Come on, good item! Oh, very, very good item, actually. Very good item. That is amazing. This is essentially a killer weapon, but for lightning magic. I mean, just for magic in general. Katarina's Bolt, despite... I mean, it's got relatively low uses. That is a fantastic item. And Tharja can't use it, so I'm not going to get any mileage out of that in this thing. But that is an amazing item, and Mary Sue can use that, actually. Might as well give it to her, because, well, hey, in a past life, Mary Sue was friends with Katarina, so guess it's only appropriate. Katarina was a character from New Mystery of the Emblem Heroes of Light and Shadow. I don't want to fully explain her role in the game, because it's actually a fairly big spoiler, so... Suffice to say that she is a lot more than she seems. She's a very interesting character in that game. And I do like that she's getting referenced. Of course, not that any, most Western Fire Emblem fans will even know about her, because never released outside of Japan, but still. I do want to hold off until I can stack some supports there. Unless I could do this. Still have a 5% chance of criticalling. Okay, then. Or I could have Kellum start the fight. And you still have a 5%. Wow, you really are soulmates. You've got exactly the same chance of being critical by as each other. Let's actually try this. You'd think that this guy has a special conversation with Crom, but he actually doesn't, which is kind of weird.
Get on with it. Still hungry?
You are nothing compared to Kellum's sheer tanky might. And he's not, yeah, he's not on the gate or anything, so he doesn't heal. And that was a nice dodge, dodging an 84%. And, okay, good, Tharja didn't, counter, which means I can finish him off with her this turn. So, let's just get some more cheap healer experience while we're at it. Where's someone who I can just heal? Crom, maybe.
Thank you.
Feels like a waste of a men's staff, but oh well. Like, because Libra's pre-promoted, at this point, he seems to get more experience from staves than he does from actually fighting, so definitely want him to heal as much as possible. And let's heal 1 HP.
Right then.
Because every bit of experience counts, despite the fact that Ylisse is enormously over-leveled at this point. The way I play, often my healers end up being really, really over-leveled. Now, let's see if I can stack supports enough that Tharja doesn't get criticaled. Okay, that's pretty much perfect. Nosferatu is a very useful spell. It's actually the first dark magic that we've actually seen, like, in use so far. But the accuracy in this case, yeah, Elthunder's a bit better. Nosferatu drains half the damage you deal to the enemy. It used to be full damage, but they nerfed it. And it's still pretty broken.
I can help.
Especially forged. Oh, no critical. That would have been awesome. Well, at least he didn't say striking him down would make him stronger. And Tharja is now roughly caught up with the rest of us. And she gained skill and luck. That is very good because those two stats start out terrible for her. And a Draco Shield, which she, weirdly enough, despite being a mage, doesn't really need. And Sully and Sal were the heroes.
Right.
You can probably figure out what kind of plan Mary Sue's, well, planned by this point. Yep! Finally, Fila and the Pegasus Brigade actually gets to do something! I'm sorry, I can't say the phrase but how without mentally adding, do I get back to Tokyo?
Right.
Wait, Fila was imprisoned? When? I never knew that happened. Oh, she must have been taken when Ylisse got captured. That's weird, because that wasn't explained before.
What?
Yeah, suddenly Pegasus Knights.
What?
Wait a minute, did you just summon a bunch of Risen in one turn? That's against the rules, isn't it? That's pretty much how I always react to that scene. Now, I honestly thought it would be really cool if at this point, suddenly the chapter continued and you'd have to fight more enemies, this time Risen. That would actually be pretty awesome. But instead...
What?
Yeah, because you cheated. I think it's more... If they're zombies, it's more the other place smiling upon you. Well, I guess we're not getting a triangle attack in this game. That just happened to be exactly enough to kill her, didn't it? Random note, Fila actually has an unused critical portrait in the game's data. Whether that's there just for completeness, or whether they intended for her to do a critical before she died, we don't know. But sadly, Fila is indeed dead. Yeah.
Excellent.
It's actually got a specific voice for that. Oh, it's Manya's squad and Fire Emblem 4 all over again. Except we're right there! Can't we just attack the Risen? Oh yeah, this is a cutscene. We're not allowed to attack anyone in the cutscene. Except them, because they're cheaters.
Gods.
This is kind of weird. Like, why would... I don't see how you've lost. Our army could definitely take, like, 6 archers, really.
So close.
Except I think it's more that Gangle's now in a perfect position to execute Emmeryn and we can't do anything about it.
I will not fail.
And again, Crom, you don't need to beg for your life. In fact, I think Crom could solo all of these archers by himself. Yeah, on Crom's tombstone it'll read, I will not fail. Ironic. Yeah, that's pretty much the exact reason why I guess we can't fight these enemies.
Sister. Oopsie. Come on.
So, yeah, bit of a strategic choice here. If we kill Gangrel now, Emmeryn dies. And anyone else who attempts to attack these enemies is gonna effectively murder Emmeryn. That's not good.
Damn you. Back for your life.
But again, I don't know exactly why Gangrel's acting so high and mighty at this point, because it was a Versa who did this, really. Oh yeah, of course he wants the Fire Emblem. You know what? Considering that thing is kind of cursed, maybe it's a good idea if he has it. It'd be kind of funny to have him find out what the curse is himself.
Crom.
Though granted, Gangle doesn't exactly have a love interest who can die, so won't really work on him.
Still.
Not to kill the moment, but I just want to point this out, just in case anyone is worried about this. This choice doesn't actually affect anything. In fact, if you skip this cutscene, you'll actually skip over this choice completely. All it does is affect the next few lines of dialogue, but the no version personally makes more sense to me than the yes version does. This count to 3 thing, it doesn't make nearly as much sense in the yes version, which is why I like choosing no. Uh-oh. This isn't gonna end well, is it?
Wait!
Well, looks like we're gonna have to surrender, or...
Enough.
Sister. Wait!
Crumb.
Sister!
No reaction. Was I wrong then? Crom, this is some torch I'm passing you. So be it. Crom. Ylisse. And all my people know that I loved you. parents know.